Good evening and welcome to the League Zero Formula Series here at the virtual Long Beach circuit. The short, challenging street circuit of 2 miles and 3.2 kilometers, guaranteed to be another great showing for the round 5. As last week at Donington Park, we saw things get shaken up with Russell Soto going back-to-back in both the feature and the sprint race. It was a lot of good racing, and with the points still undecided so far this season, in both the individual and the Constructors' Championship. On behalf of Team Goon Squad and League Zero, I'm James East in the booth, bringing the action 1080p, 60 frames a second, as we get ready for once again another exciting night to see what will be decided among our competitors. As always, it is a back-to-back format here for the League Zero Formula 3. You're going to have the feature race starting first with the top 10 scoring points here today. And then you're going to have the final sprint race, a shorter race with only the top 8 scoring points, with the initial 10 drivers gridded in reverse. So always a fun and exciting time. We know Long Beach can be a bit of a rough one for some of these competitors, so it's going to be interesting to see what we have tonight. But let's take it to tonight's grid for the feature. Starting up front, Russell Soto, Antonio Bianchi will be second on the grid. Raymond Aguilar will be starting third here today. You've got Brad Tritton starting fourth, Brett Rettinger starting fifth, Jared Ziegler starting sixth, Hunter Graves starting seventh, Derek Gutierrez starting eighth, John Kasai starting ninth, Michael Roslin will be starting 10th, Chase Small starting 11th, Ray Tobias starting 12th. You've got Marshall Newton, the number 76 machine, starting 13th. Ashton Schleiss starting 14th. Matthew Casey starting 15th. Ryan Thibault starting 16th. Gareth McAllister starting 17th. Norman King starting 18th. Varun Patel starting 19th. Chris Moore will be starting at 20th in his number 14 machine. Nick Peterson starting 21st, the number 24 machine. Levi Opitz starting 22nd here today in the number 7 machine, and that will round out quite the field here for round 5. We're going to take them to the grid and get ready to send them on their way. It is guaranteed to be a good time here at Long Beach. This track is known for turning into a bit of a parking lot if there's any problems on the circuit, but are we going to see that today? As Soto, who was able to go back-to-back last week, is going to try and do it again here at Long Beach after qualifying on pole. We're going to see what's going to happen and where the action is going to be as they head into the first Bridgestone turn here at Long Beach. Are we going to see the world-famous full-course pace car have to come out due to incidents? But the engines are revving. We're getting ready to go live here at Long Beach. And the green flag is out. Away they go. It's going to be Soto, Bianchi, Aguilar up front, as they are going 3 wide already through Bridgestone. Not a lot of room for error here at Long Beach as they go around the fountain. Such a tight raceway before the sharp right-hander into a brief straight. We hear contact against the wall already back there. We can't quite see who it is, as Soto gets a comfortable lead. Bianchi second, Rettinger third, Graves fourth, Tritton fifth. Jared Ziegler, number 57 machine. He is currently running the 7th on track, chasing John Kasai, number 3. These are a lot of usual names we're used to calling out with different leagues and different broadcasts. So great to see the open wheel guys out here going strong. You're on board with Jared Ziegler, number 57 machine. He's down 1 spot into the final right-hander before the start-finish line straight. How much speed can he carry to catch up to John Kasai? Because right now your race leader, Russell Soto, puts down the fastest lap of the race with a 119.131. Absolutely cooking it here today. a huge crash. An absolute massive crash. That's going to be Hunter Graves. Brad Tritton, number 37 and 26, are going to go side by side at the end of Bridgestone, coming up to the fountain. And it looks like it may have been Graves trying to go for a bit of a flyby here, not able to make a collect as they get into the wall, and then carnage ensues behind them. A massive, massive crash. Look at the air time by some of these drivers, as the race leader looks like he's going to be able to skate through nice and clean. But man, Long Beach, one of those tracks, not a lot of room for error. If something goes wrong, boy, does it go wrong quickly out here on the tight streets. Easy way, just avoiding the carnage in front of him. 6 seconds ahead, he's got Antonio Bianchi running second. 9.5 seconds ahead. Soto, number 50 machine, running very strong out front, getting faster as the race progresses. And I believe we may have another incident going on here. As Marshall Newton, he's got some damage on his machine as well. Russell Soto out front, running strong his last time by, a 1 minute 15.59. Soto's been one of the cars to beat here today, but there is a clause here for the League Zero Formula 3 event here at Long Beach. If any driver finds themselves taking a tow, unable to get to pit lane on their own accord, that is it for the race for these drivers. So now in the pits, you've got Hunter Graves, John Casade, Norman King, Chase Small, all in pit lane. Not a lot of room for error here at Long Beach, as Soto wicks it between all the corners. You hear just ever so slight contact on the left side of his car, doing his best to keep it pointing in the right direction and keep chugging along. Now Soto, he is racing with SB Grand Prix this season, as well as Antonio Bianchi, his teammate, in second. So the team is looking quite comfortable to have a strong finish here today, if they can just keep it on track and out there, which is more than a difficult task for some drivers here today. Long Beach, it is known for the track that can swallow up, chew up, and spit out some race cars. But Soto just making it look easy, clicks off a 1 minute 15.53. He's a full second of a lap faster than his teammate, Antonio Bianchi, currently running second. Cycle back to Antonio Bianchi, currently running second on track. He's about 4.8 seconds back from his teammate Russell Soto, the other SB Grand Prix race driver running out front. Back in third place, you've got Jared Ziegler with the Mustard Seed Formula Team machine doing his best. Ziegler currently fifth in points. Doing his best to catch up to Antonio Bianchi directly in front of him. Right now the point standings are Soto, Tritton, Aguilar, Bianchi, Ziegler, your top five after last week at Donington Park. So let's see what's going to happen here. Is he going to be able to hold off? Looks like he's got Tobias right behind him. Less than a second separates our two drivers. It's the battle for third on screen right now. And such a tight points chase. Every extra position can really help out both yourself and your team. Bianchi getting faster as well, putting out his fastest lap of the race, a 1:15.82. take it on board with Ray Tobias, number 36 machine, currently running 4th on track, up 8 positions so far. But right now he is stalking his prey in front of him. As he sees Ziegler right in front of him, he knows, hey, I want that spot if I can make anything happen here. Tobias currently 12th in the points chase. He is showing as a privateer effort. So the yet-to-be-signed driver out there representing himself to the best of his ability, trying to catch Jared Ziegler and maybe catch up to number 57 machine and propel himself in the points. Tobias right now is 12th in the points behind Ryan Thabal. Up front, it's Russell Soto making it look easy, quickly approaching lap traffic here in Long Beach. As that will be the number 83, Raymond Aguilar, who had an early incident tonight and forced himself to come into pit lane for quite the extensive repairs. He will wave around Soto, allow Soto to have the green track and keep charging forward. Soto just clicking off laps here, making it look easy. He's been in the 1 minute 15s all night long. No sign of slowing down. It is always a great time watching number 50 machine go out and put on quite a show. One of the cleanest drivers we have had the pleasure of broadcasting. As he wakes through and around the fountain, making it look quite easy. Still have quite the battle for third on screen as Ray Tobias chasing Jared Ziegler's number 57. Tobias still holding about the same gap behind Ziegler the entire of the duration of the race. Still remains at about 0.6 or 0.7 seconds average by the time they cross the start and finish line. So Tobias, who is up 8 spots so far, has to be happy running in one of the highest spots he has so far this season. As we have more carnage, Raymond Aguilar and Gareth McAllister once again involved in an incident. On the track right now is Tobias going to be able to catch up to Ziegler. Meanwhile, back you have a battle for 5th as well. You've got Matthew Casey and Michael Roslin, pushing hard. Casey has a bit of a moment in his number 15 machine, doing his best to catch the 11 of Roslin. Roslin currently 22nd in points here for the League Zero Formula 3 League, doing his best to try and chase another career highlight if he can. But he's going to have a whole lot of company as Casey, the number 15 machine, is right in Soto going down the start-finish line straight here at Long Beach. These drivers absolutely so incredibly quick out here, consistent, just one lapse of judgment, and you can find yourself heavily involved in an incident. They've got 20 laps left to go. It is going to be a night of attrition. Who can hold on to it the longest and make the least amount of mistakes? As Rosalind in 5th, able to extend the gap to Casey just a bit to about 0.9 seconds. Jared Ziegler in 3rd place has had a moment to breathe. He's extended his gap to 1.1 seconds over 4th place Ray Tobias. As we may have another incident, it's going to be a Brad Tritton heavily involved, the number 26 machine. The very vibrant green and purple painted number 26 is out there running strong in 13th. But this is one of those race series where if you find yourself sustaining any damage at all, you can have quite the long night and really struggle to keep a race car pointing the right direction. And it's all about the high downforce on these race machines to keep pointed. Now this is a fixed setup league where everybody's on the same set of machinery. As Soto consistently the fastest car on the track right now. He's extended his gap by about almost a full second per lap over Antonio Bianchi, who's currently running 2nd out on track here today. Bianchi finds himself at a 10.8 second disadvantage, and he's still got a comfortable gap over the battle for 3rd, which has not calmed down. That's going to be once again Ray Tobias, Jared Ziegler. Tobias number 36 machine, and Ziegler in the 57 machine. Both battling for this podium contention. As they're going to approach lap traffic here in just a quick second. Not a lot of great passing opportunities here at Long Beach. You've got to really trust your drivers to respect the blue flag when it starts to wave. As you do, you see, I believe that was going to be Marshall, the number 76 machine, yielding the line to the faster drivers here. Marshall, the number 76 machine, currently running 13th on track, still looking for that top 10. He's got to know if I can score a top 10, they're going to invert that grid for the sprint. And I can find myself in a good position to possibly battle for the sprint win and score some much needed points. You also have the battle for 8th on track. Riot the Ball is trying to catch Peter Rettinger in the number 44 machine for 8th place. He finds himself at a 2.4 second disadvantage. As Patel having a bit of issues out there as well, going into the fountain. Out of 22 entries, we had 1 did not start, and only 10 remain on the lead lap out of the 21 drivers that have made it to the starting line. Nick Peterson, John Kasai, Derek Guthier appear to be in pit lane for the remainder of the night, retiring their race cars back to the hauler, trying to get them repaired before we get ready for the sprint race to follow the feature. As Soto just keeps getting faster, clicks off on 1 minute 14.96. getting dangerously close to that outside wall. We're going to check on Tobias, who's still trying to whittle away at the gap that Jared Ziegler has for that third place spot, and a massive crash. That, I believe, is going to be Derek Guthier in the number 2 machine. Guthier taking a quick entry back to pit row, and he will retire for the night. We've said it time and again, if there's an incident here at Long Beach, not a lot of room for our competitors to make their way around. Just ahead of Chris Morrill, the number 14 machine. Morrill is up 14 spots here tonight. He is chasing Michael Roslin, the number 11. Only about 0.6 seconds separate our 2 drivers out here. It's a battle for 6. Morrill currently 17th in the points behind Ashton Schleiss, which Morrill is representing Team Avanti very well out here today, trying to put their car up front. But are we going to see him make a move around Roslin? We've got about half the distance left to go here at Long Beach. All these drivers getting dangerously close to track limits instead of other circuits, Grand Prix circuits, where you have a safe amount of runoff to keep your car clean underneath you. It is a nothing but wall here in Long Beach, as we've seen a lot of good drivers involved with massive incidents here today. And Chris Morrill doing his best to drive the wheels off that number 14 machine to catch up to Michael Roslin and get that 6th place spot. In such a talented field, everyone doing their best to catch up and get up front and score some points. Being able to score a top 10 is an accomplishment in itself here with such a talented field. Front, it's Russell Soto, Antonio Bianchi 2nd, Ziegler 3rd, Tobias 4th, Casey 5th, our top 5. Starting to get spread out, single file, no one having any big issues in the top 5 because we still have bodywork strode across here at Long Beach, as a whole lot of drivers have had a rough night so far. Only 10 drivers on the lead lap here, as Soto just keeps getting faster. The number 50 machine clicks off a 1 minute 14.92, setting once again another fastest lap of the race. The number 50 getting more and more comfortable out there, making it look relatively easy, not having any issues or woes so far. Thankfully, the lap traffic has parted for him here today, not having any issues and navigating the other cars on the street circuit. Let's see what Soto can click off this time by, and he once again improves his best of the race. The overall fastest lap of the race with a 1 minute 14.81. Soto absolutely on fire in the number 50 machine. Ray Tobias, number 36 machine. He's about 0.8 seconds back from Jared Ziegler, who is in third place with the number 57 machine. Doing his best to catch the number 57, score some points, and maybe get a podium here at Long Beach. The fact that these drivers have been able to race so hard, so long, without having any incidents in the top 5 is quite impressive. As we know from experience just how challenging this racetrack can truly be. Tobias trying to whittle away at Ziegler's gap. It is right now at 0.65 seconds. Come out and start finish line straight before the final right-hander. And man, just how quick these drivers truly are. Tobias still holds a 0.7 second disadvantage to Ziegler. Has a bit of a bobble there. Almost loses the rear end under heavy braking, able to collect himself, but that will allow Ziegler to extend that lead to about 0.16 seconds. Ziegler currently third on track, Tobias in fourth. We've got less than 11 laps left to go for the feature. But I must say, a little bit cleaner than what we expected going in here today. We know Long Beach can claim a lot of drivers early on, as it did. But the fact that our top 10 drivers still able to stay out there and make it look easy and just keep clicking off the laps. It looks like Tobias struggling to keep the power down in his number 36 machine. That is allowing Ziegler in the number 57 to extend that gap to about 2 seconds. As McAllister, he has another moment on track. McAllister currently running a 15th on track. He is still up 2 spots in his number 25 machine and clicking it off, but he will head into pit lane for some repairs. Your race leader, Russell Soto, the number 50 machine, clicks off another fastest lap of the race on 1 minute 14.65. This late in the run, it is amazing to see Soto just getting faster and faster as Bianchi takes his first pit stop of the night on lap 20. And let's check in on the race leader, Soto, to see how he is doing and how he's able to keep clicking off those record-setting lap times. Soto putting on an absolute clinic here today. He's about 1 second faster than the remainder of the field. With no signs of slowing down, he's extended the gap to about 24 seconds over Ziegler in second place. As we saw, Bianchi had to come into pit lane possibly for fuel, if not repairs. Laps remaining in our feature event here tonight. Again, it's the top 10 scoring points before we invert the grid for the sprint race here later today at Long Beach. The sprint race will be half the laps and twice the action, as everybody's going to be pushing very, very hard to score some much needed points. As Soto, he gives the wall a little bit of a tap himself. He'll be coming up on lap traffic here shortly, and has been the story all night long. Ray Tobias completing his pit stop as well. So now it's Soto, Ziegler, Casey, your top 3. Bianchi should be moving back into fourth here shortly as Tobias is in the pits. Let's go out Peter Redinger to move up as well, the number 44 machine. But oh my, look at the lap traffic in front of Soto here. He's going to play it very, very safe, but he's going to say, you know what? Now is a great time to take my pit stop. Jared Ziegler, the number 57 machine, he's getting it around. Russell Soto is just now leaving the pit lane. Quite the short pit stops for these Formula 3 drivers. But now Ziegler's going to be in the opportunity to possibly get a lap led, if not a race win. He's going to come out on track about 8 seconds ahead of previous race leader Soto, the number 50 machine. But how long can Ziegler hold on to it, as he has not come into pit lane yet? So we are expecting the number 57 driver to pit and box soon for a splash off of fuel. He's got 8 laps remaining and a current 10-second advantage over Soto. The pit lane delta time is about 42 seconds for each of these drivers. So always great to see Ziegler out in front running strong. We see him a little bit more often in oval racing than we do the open wheel, but now we're going to see the number 57 dive into pit lane for his pit stop. That should allow Soto to regain the race lead as Ziegler's in the pits, as well as Matthew Casey and Antonio Bianchi will be your top 3 as they make their way around. Ziegler's in pit lane. As it stands, it's still Soto and Ziegler who's just left the pits, but here comes Bianchi, and the number 17 will come out right in front of Ziegler. About 2.5 seconds separates these two drivers who's just out of frame through the fountain. You can see Antonio Bianchi navigating the circuit here. Will we see Ziegler make something happen to catch up to his favorite Italian/Canadian friend down the brief straightaway here in Long Beach? Or is Bianchi going to be able to hold on to it here in second place? He's got a 2.6 second advantage over Jared Ziegler, currently in third. 7 laps remaining, and my oh my, look at the traffic in front of him here today. As Ziegler is going to bank on Bianchi, unable to get through lap traffic quite so cleanly in such a tight and treacherous section of raceway. Are we going to see Ziegler whittle away at the 2.6 second gap, currently owned by Bianchi in second place on the circuit? Bianchi, number 17 machine, is looking for another top 3 here today to salvage some points and improve their team's point standings here today. But Ziegler's going to be charging hard. He's going down the gap to 2.4 seconds, gaining about 0.2 of a second there in that section of raceway. 6 laps left for our drivers. Everyone doing a great job to make something happen. Is now down to a 2.2 second gap as Bianchi finds himself navigating the traffic. Ziegler able to keep charging hard, just ever so slightly catch the slipstream of the cars in front of him. That's going to be Raymond Aguilar, the number 83 machine, who finds himself several laps down here at Long Beach. Ziegler still about 2.6 seconds back, doing his best to catch up. I'm not sure if he's going to have enough laps here. It's 5 laps left to go for the feature race. As I don't think there's many race cars out on the circuit that will not need some minor repairs after this one. We've seen the wall get touched quite a few times, and in these open wheel race machines, it can be quite hairy for all these drivers, knowing they are just fractions of an inch from total disaster. As Ziegler able to get through a lap traffic here. He's got about 2.4 second disadvantage to Bianchi. 5 laps left for these drivers. Will he have enough time to whittle away at that gap, or will he have to be happy for a 3rd place here in podium contention? Soto, Bianchi, Ziegler, Tobias, Schleiss, your top 5. Everyone doing a fantastic job in this run so far. We expected carnage here at Long Beach, and it was well received, but it was not quite as bad as it could have been. There was talks about having to run a full course caution and a safety car if an incident was bad enough. So far we've seen several small incidents, maybe one that would be considered a pile up, but no harm, no fouls. We have kept everyone pointing in the right direction, and it's still 10 drivers on the lead lap here today. As Soto able to click off some laps and make it look easy, not having any issue getting faster as the race progresses, and Soto still owns the fastest lap of the race with a 1 minute 14.65. Almost a full second faster on the best lap time section as the rest of his competition. Soto with a 21 second advantage over 2nd place Antonio Bianchi, a 23.6 advantage over Ziegler in 3rd. He's making it look quite easy in a class of his own. He went back-to-back at Donington. Let's see if he's going to be able to do it again here at Long Beach. He's going to have to win this longer format feature event, the 30-lap feature, as well as the 15-lap sprint race to secure that back-to-back. Doing an absolute fantastic job of it so far. It'll be 2 laps remaining for Soto, the number 50, as he crosses the start-finish line. Let's look at this. Jared Ziegler starting to gain a little bit of time on Bianchi. That previous 2.6 second gap is now down to 1.6 seconds, so Ziegler was able to find a full second that last lap. Can he make it happen again and capitalize on Bianchi, who has a 1.5 second advantage? It's going to be 3 laps left to go for these drivers. Ziegler doing his absolute best to whittle away at that gap that Bianchi currently holds on track, doing whatever he can to make something happen. As you can see on the bottom right hand of your screen, he has been whittling away at the gap slowly but surely, but will the number 57 have enough laps left in this race to catch the number 17 machine of Bianchi and maybe pick up a 2nd place? He's got to be happy. He's in podium contention right now in 3rd with a 9 second advantage over 4th place Tobias, the number 36 machine. But with just a couple of short laps left, I don't know if we're going to see Ziegler with enough time to make something happen, as Bianchi's still holding a 1.3 second advantage over the number 57 of Ziegler. This is the battle for 2nd on screen right now, as Russell Soto, in a class of his own, absolutely checking out, making it look easy. The laps are rapidly dwindling. You can see Ziegler holding the inside line, that red line, trying to make the racetrack as small and tight as possible to eke out just a little bit more time here at Long Beach. It's such a difficult course to go fast on and remain in control. It is down to less than of a second between second place Bianchi and third place Ziegler. Ziegler finding some last minute speed, but will he have enough laps left to make anything happen? As Bianchi gets such a great drive down the straightaway, able to extend that gap just a little bit further to 1.2 seconds. But man, is Ziegler hard on the brakes and fast into the corners. We know it's slow in, fast out, but he's trying to make it fast in, fast out. It appears that it may be that Bianchi able to carry just a little bit more corner speed and carry some drive a little bit further out of the corners, but now it is 0.9 seconds separates our two drivers. We are on our white flag lap. Bianchi is going to have to drive the wheels off the number 17 machine to hold on to that second place spot, as Soto out front once again clicks off a fastest lap of the race with a 1 minute 14.63. But right now the battle is on screen for second place. It's Bianchi and Ziegler, two good friends, battling quite hard. It looks like Ziegler may have lost a little bit of drive there on this such an important straightaway. The checker flag will fly for Russell Soto. It was about 24, 25 seconds ahead of the current battle on screen between Bianchi and Ziegler. The battle for second, who's going to have it as the lap is rapidly coming to a close. It's still 0.7 seconds separating our two. Bianchi is going to have to hope that he does not get stuck in lap traffic, as Ziegler is hot on his heels, and ahead of them they got number 27 Ryan Thibault. But they will have to be happy finishing where they're at. It'll be Soto, Bianchi, Ziegler, our top three here today. A great first run from our competitors, making it look relatively easy, not having any problems or worries so far, as we were able to get through the feature event with only 5 drivers on the lead lap, 6 drivers, excuse me. What a quite exciting evening here today, as we get ready to head into a short break before we go into tonight's sprint race, which is guaranteed to be exciting. Welcome back, race fans, to the sprint race for the League Zero Formula 3 League. It is the 15-lap, high-paced, action-packed final race of the night here at the virtual Long Beach Raceway. As always, I'm James East with Team Goon Squad, bringing the action 1080p, 60 frames a second. As we get ready to send our drivers out for the final time here tonight, it is going to be quite the exciting night here, as we saw Russell Soto winning last time by. But as a reminder, it is an inverse grid here for the sprint race. The top 10 completely inverted, and for the sprint race, the short 15-lapper, only the top 8 drivers scoring points. You're running a lineup for the grid will be Ryan Thibault starting first, Michael Roslin starting second, Chris Morrill will be third on the grid, Brad Tritton fourth, Matthew Casey will be starting fifth, Aston Schleiss starting sixth, Ray Tobias starting 7th, Jared Ziegler starting 8th, Antonio Bianchi 9th, and then Russell Soto will be your 10th driver out on the field. We're going to get all these drivers gridded up, get ready to send them out there. It's guaranteed to be a good time as always, as round 1 was absolutely action-packed, but will Soto in the number 50 machine be able to get through the field and try and make the back-to-back as he did at round 4? Or are we going to see something new shake up? Keep an eye on Soto, the number 50 machine. He is your current points leader. He won the feature event here in Long Beach, but can he do it again? As we've seen a whole lot of action here tonight, as they're already going 2-3 wide into the first major corner, the very sharp left-hander. A few little lockups, but no harm, no foul yet. We're watching Matthew Casey, number 15 machine, out there charging hard. It looks like he may yield the position to Chris Morrill, and he does it the hard way, sends it sliding around, and they scatter around. That's a parking lot here in the sprint race. The cars keep piling up. An absolute parking lot at Long Beach. So many drivers involved with that. Oh my, what a night. They've got to pull out the full course caution here. It is it is bad out there. So many drivers involved. John Kasai, Matthew Casey, Marshall Newton. What a spectacular evening. We're going to check up front. Michael Roslin, your race leader. And they are going to bring out the pace car for the first time at Long Beach. We talked about it in the feature event to see if it was going to happen. And my, oh my, did the action get delivered here today as all the drivers putting on their speed limiters under the full course caution. But we'll have to grab you a replay of that one because that was absolutely spectacular. And we're going to keep the camera focused here on Russell Soto, your previous race leader. Look at this. He gets around and unable to get through the caution here. And oh my, that is a whole lot of great race cars absolutely crumpled. You can see the damage to the front right of Soto's number 50, waiting for traffic to get through, but that is what's going to bring out the iRacing safety car here today at Long Beach. We're going to get ready to form up our field and send them back out here after that crazy initial start, one of the biggest pileups we've ever seen. As we expect the pace car to come in this time by before sending our competitors out. The pace car comes in. Let's get this party started once more. It's going to be Roslin out front, Thibault second, Tritton third, Smorrell fourth, Ziegler fifth. But are they going to make it through the track clean this time by after completely blocking it out there? Look at that. Here comes Tritton, number 26 machine. He's looking side by side with the ball. Looks like he's going to make it stick into the first left-hander. And the race leader, Roslin, crashes out. Oh my, what a night here in Long Beach. It has been nothing but excitement all the way around. Where is Russell Soto in the number 50 machine? Oh, they're still crashing. Ryan Thibault sends it sliding around as well. He's going to find himself back with the number 27 machine. He has to wait for the field to go by. Oh, you do not want to be in the lead out here at Long Beach. It has been problems all night long for everybody. All the drivers absolutely sending it here for the restart of the sprint race. It's a 15-lap race. It was already cut short by a first lap full course caution. That's going to allow Tritton to get a bit of a chance to breathe here. He's about 2.6 seconds back from Jared Ziegler, number 57 machine. Behind him, you've got Ashton Slice, Raymond Aguilar. They're going side by side. And the hits just keep coming. John Kasai, Peter Redger, Soto, they're all with damaged machines as well. Hands down. down the biggest bloodbath of the season here at Long Beach. We've got 10 laps left to go, but are we going to have any cars on the track by the end of it? You're watching Jared Ziegler, number 57 machine. He's charging hard, trying to hold off Aguilar, the number 83 machine. Your previous race leader, Russell Soto, started in 10th, is still in 10th, trying to survive the calamity and salvage some points here. He knows, Soto knows, he has to get the top 8 spots to score any points at all. If these drivers take any toes at all using the iRacing service to get back to the pit lane the fast way, they are done for the race. They are not allowed to rejoin. So you can expect to see a few damaged race cars still out there charging hard. As look at this, here's the battle for 6th on screen. It's Patel and Guthier, the number 99, the number 10. They're going to go side by side as well. Look at Aguilar just in front, trying to make something happen, flying through the number 83 machine. This is not a wide racetrack to go 3 wide, but they're going to give it the old college try anyway. Trenton out front puts out the fastest lap of the race. The second fastest of the race. It's going to actually belong to Ziegler with the fastest lap, 1:16.51. But look at this, Aguilar and Schleiss once again going side by side. We've seen calamity all night long in this left-hander. As, oh no, there he goes! Schleiss takes a wild ride, number 68 machine. He's got heavy damage. Look at the car, try and navigate. He's going to have to try and survive an entire lap here at Long Beach in that racetrack if he wants to get any repairs done. The calamity here is absolutely insane. Brad Tritton out front, he's got a 2.3 second lead over Jared Ziegler, number 57. The professional over racer doing a fantastic job in the second place. He's got about a 2.4 second advantage over Antonio Bianchi. Only 9 laps left, but who's going to be able to survive here at Long Beach? Let's check on Russell Soto, number 50 machine. Despite having a rough night so far, he has worked his way up into the points, currently running 8th on track. He's about 2.4 seconds back from Norman King, who's in 7th place. He finds himself with a 1.4 second advantage over Chase Small in 9th. But man, what a night it has been. They have 8 laps left to try and survive out here. And that is 100% the name of the game here at Long Beach. Just surviving, trying to score the most amount of points possible. As Soto, he has quite the way back to race leader Brad Tritton. He finds himself 16 seconds back from the race leader with only 8 laps left to go in this short format sprint race. Soto is going to be in survival mode, putting his head down, just trying to click off some laps and salvage as much points as he can. He is catching up to Norman King, number 28 machine. He's about 1.5 seconds back. As now you can see the line of drivers here in Long Beach slightly spread out, so nobody in quite of a danger, but we've seen just one crash really change the race surface of who's going to be out front and who has a battle to try and save this championship. Antonio Bianchi, 3rd on track. He puts down the fastest lap of the race with a 1:15.57. Bianchi finding some speed later on in the run. He's 1.75 seconds back from Jared Ziegler, number 8 machine. Number 57 machine, excuse me. Ziegler in 2nd. Bianchi 3rd. Aguilar 4th. Patel 5th. But what an absolutely spectacular night here today. This has been nothing short of exhilarating for everybody watching along at home. I hope you're enjoying it as well, because this is one for the ages. Bianchi trying to work away at that gap. Held by Jared Ziegler, trying to eke his way up into 2nd place. The other battle on track right now is Soto. He is now 1 second back from Norman King in the number 28 machine. King's last time by a 1:17.76 compared to Soto's 1:16.69. I believe Soto may have a little bit of aero damage on the number 50 machine, so he's out there struggling to do his best, put down his best lap times. He's fairly far off the pace from the leaders, as Soto, again, he's coming off 1 minute 16s compared to the race leaders 1 minute 15s. Soto getting very close to Norman King, just in front of him. He's also got, that's going to be Derek Gutierrez as well, number 2 machine. Gutierrez leading King and Soto. That'll be the battle. A three-way battle for 6 is very quickly shaping up here. As look how aggressively they are able to flick these Formula 3 machines. Is Gutierrez missing his front wing? Driving around with no front wing and the blue and green machine out there just trying to salvage a race. He's been involved in some of the heavy incidents so far. That's going to allow Norman King to catch up to him, as well as Soto. Best. He's getting around Gutierrez. Gutierrez hanging on without any front arrow out there. Soto doing his best to get around the wounded number 2 machine as well. All these drivers pushing through the damage to the best of their ability, trying to make something happen. It's a three-way battle for 6 as Norman King, number 28 machine, has a little bit of a breakaway here. Getting around the damaged race car owned by Gutierrez, the number 2. But here comes Soto, looks to the inside, not quite able to make it stick. Again, out front, it's Trent, Ziegler, Bianchi, Aguilar, and Patel, your top 5 drivers right now. But the action really heating up for 6th place. These guys have to be very, very careful not to make any mistakes. They're all just inside the points positions here. And Norman King spins it. Norman King pushes it too wide, and the sharp right-hander, he's going to have to get pointed back in the direction and get back out there. That's going to allow Soto and Gutierrez both to move up a position here. My, oh my, it just doesn't end at Long Beach. Soto, the feature race winner, number 50 machine, is doing his best. He's got 4 more laps to try and pick up another position here. Let's see, both of these drivers, heavy damage. Gutierrez, the number 2 machine. Oh, we got a pass for the lead. Brad Tritt comes into pit lane. Jared Ziegler is going to take over the lead here. And Antonio Bianchi, he is very close behind the number 17 machine, pushing hard. Well, I've got to say, if one thing is for certain, nothing is for certain here at Long Beach, as we've seen a whole lot of drivers absolutely sending it and unfortunately not having any place to go. The circuit is so tight. These Formula 3 drivers pushing very, very hard on the ragged edge of traction. As you've got several guys out there with heavily damaged race machines, everyone's just doing their best to hold on. Now, we talked about this point of interest earlier. Russell Soto, he's moved up to 5th place. He won the last one, so with that inverted grid, he started off in 10th. So he's gained 3 positions, and I think he's driving around with some pretty heavy aero damage on that race machine. He is 2 to 3 seconds off the pace from the race leaders. Just doing his best to stay out there and survive. Right behind Soto, you've got Chase Small, number 5 machine, charging very, very hard as well. Does Small have a clean enough race car to make any pushes as the laps are rapidly dwindling? Up front, Ziegler and Bianchi clicking off almost identical fastest lap times of the race, with a 1 minute 15.16 for Ziegler and a 1 minute 15.17 from Bianchi. Your two race leaders absolutely flying here. As Soto brings it into pit lane, Small will get around. But let's see, can Antonio Bianchi, the world famous Italian driver, catch up to Ziegler, the oval racing professional? Two disciplined drivers out there charging hard. They do not have a whole lot of laps left remaining to make anything happen. The top five has been all over the place here today. These two drivers, oh, just as we say that, Bianchi touches the wall. That may hurt his momentum just a little bit, trying to catch up to Ziegler. Ziegler's been running very, very clean today, trying to make the least amount of mistakes possible. What an absolute wild ride it has been. It is your two race leaders, Jared Ziegler and Antonio Bianchi, charging very hard, running almost identical lap times here around the racetrack. Your previous race leader, or winner, of the feature, Russell Soto, had to go into pit lane to try and get some repairs going on the refitting machine. He's going to come back out on track, still in 7th place, but 1 lap down. As are we going to see Bianchi find a little bit of speed here? It's going to be tough, as both these competitors have been running almost identical lap times all race long. It's been a battle of attrition and who can put down the best laps so far here. But man, this has been a white knuckle ride all the way around, and I still don't know how it's going to finish, as the white flag will come out this next time by. Ziegler and Bianchi are quickly going to approach traffic. Such a difficult racetrack to navigate. White flag is out. This is the battle for the lead on screen right now. Less than a half second separates Ziegler and Bianchi as they take it down the Bridgestone straightaway. Are we going to see a move from Bianchi? Is she going to be happy to finish this with a clean car in 2nd place and score a whole lot of points for the team effort? Lap traffic still a factor that is not going to be decided very easily, as there's what is going to happen here. Ziegler approaching lap traffic. Bianchi may try and capitalize. They're going to run nose to tail down the backstretch. That's the number 24 machine, Nick Peterson. Going to do his best to stay out of the way of the race leaders, because here comes Ziegler charging hard, trying to put that gap down, but it's a 0.3 second of a gap and closing between the two race leaders. Ziegler trying to use the lap traffic to his advantage, maybe the draft. They are swerving all over the place to try and break that draft if at all possible. Less than 2/10 separates the drivers. Is Ziegler going to be hold on to it, because here comes Bianchi, pushing very, very hard, using every little bit that he possibly can to try and get a final drive. It's going to be a drag race down the straightaway, but it looks like Bianchi gets just a little bit loose. Ziegler breaking the draft. It looks like it's going to be Ziegler here at the line. It is. Ziegler gets the win. Bianchi 2nd. Then we've got to cycle back about 19 seconds to Varun Patel, the number 99 driver, picking up the podium here after quite the wild race here at Long Beach. Man, oh man, if you paid for the whole seat, you're only going to see the edge, because this has been absolutely fantastic tonight. And that is going to do it here for the sprint race. The top 10 of the feature were inverted, and Soto, who was our previous race winner, was able to collect some points and score 7th. But it's going to be Ziegler on the top spot, Bianchi 2nd, and then Patel will take the podium. So well done to all these drivers. As always, I'd like to give a big thanks to LeagueZero.net for putting this series on. Their Formula 3 iRacing series is a whole lot of fun, as you have just witnessed. On behalf of Team Goon Squad Broadcasting, I'm James East, wishing you a happy and safe evening, and we'll see you next week, same time, same place. Have a great night, everyone.